We finish breakfast and move to the dojo. Tosaka goes back to her own room while Saber follows me. As for Ilya... Hey, are you really going to do some sword training? She follows me to the dojo like we're joined at the hip. I was looking forward to hanging out with you today, Shiro. But Saber's in the way. It's boring here. And I'm cold. Well, look, Ilya. I'm sorry, but heating costs money. So unless you want to pitch into the electric bill, you're just going to have to deal with a bit of cold. Well, I'm not surprised Ilya thinks this is boring. Watching someone train isn't what I'd call exciting. Let's go back to the living room. If you want to get stronger, I'll help you. How? Ilya takes one of my hands and both of hers and tries to tug me away from the dojo. But at least in this, I can't indulge Ilya. No, I can't, Ilya. I train every day, so I can't miss today. I'm not a proper mage, so I need to work hard to be ready to fight. Besides, if I train, I can protect you too, Ilya. I decided to shelter you here, so I should train to help me do just that. Yeah, okay, you may be right. I really don't need you protecting me. You're my brother, so I just need you to be with me. It seems I failed to convince her. Ilya tugs more aggressively at my hand. Saber watches silently all the while. Her eyes burn into the pair of us. She must still not approve of Ilya being here, and is being more than a little cold toward her. And then our eyes meet. Good timing to ask for Saber's opinion. I said I can't. Tell her, Saber. Tell her I train with you every day. There's nothing for me to say. You're the one who has brought you this Ilya. Oh, and so what? So now she's my problem to deal with? Persuading her is your duty, not mine. Saber, if you don't help me out with Ilya so we can get to our training, I might use a command spell to make you do it. And you certainly wouldn't... Well, actually, hold on. That'd be my... Oh, no. That I can't use my command spell, because that's my last command spell. Because if I use my last command spell, that's bad. It's like a... effectively have 0, because you can't use the last one, because then you're not a master anymore, right? I can't even hold that over Saber's head. Because it's an it's such an easy bluff to call. It's like when you're driving down on like a road trip to like bring your family to Disney World or something. Your kids are being rowdy in the back, and you say, you've gotten all the way down to like a city in Florida, Jacksonville, we'll say. I don't know if that's on the way. I guess it's probably on the way to Orlando from somewhere. And the kids are being rowdy, and you say, no, kids, you keep that up, and we're turning this thing around. We're canceling vacation. I don't care that I spent already probably literally thousands of dollars on, tickets, lodging, maybe reservations at various eating establishments. We are turning this ship around. And then the kids are like, well, if the kids are smart, then they say, oh, yeah, sure you will, Dad. Sure. Yeah, you're going to waste all that. We know that turning around would be more of a pain for you than it is for us, so you're not going to actually make good on that threat. Granted, and actually I guess that's why I use it on younger kids mostly, because, use that on like your 16-year-old, and they're just going to be like, yeah, no, Dad, come on. You're way more invested in this family vacation than I am. Yes, go ahead, turn this truck around. I'll just, enjoy passing the week away with my TikToks and video games. That's all good to me. Anyways, I don't know why, but I guess she's really ticked now. You know your place well, Saber. You don't need a train. The ones left are all weak, so you don't need to bother with us. Come on, Shira, let Saber take care of the other masters and we can just go play outside. Oh, hey, slow down. Wait a minute, hold on, I just realized something. So hold on, wait, you said that technically, like according to like canon, Ilya is 18? Doesn't that make her older than me? Cause aren't I like, I think I'm like a second year in high school in this game, right? Or something like that? That's not right. That just... Anyways, oh, hey, slow down. I lose my balance and feel myself being tugged toward the dojo's exits. Hey, no, let go, Ilya. I'm not going to indulge you this time. I'm not skipping my sword training. I'm going to stick to it. Sure, you might think it's boring, but I enjoy it. If you're going to complain, then go wait in the living room. I shake her off violently. Oh, sure, there you go. Now you're hurting the girl, emotionally at least. She obviously didn't expect me to fling her away like that. Okay, I full-on flung her. Ilya backs off surprised, then looks at me nervously. Crap. Well, now I'm morally obligated to make it up to her. I should have been nicer about it. Sorry, Ilya, I was too rough with you. But I'm going to give up my sword training. I'm sorry to leave you alone. Or I'm not going to give up my sword training. Sorry. For the next is there. I'm sorry to leave you alone, but please stay in the living room. Ilya sulks away toward the entrance, but stops by the wall. Fine, I'll watch here. You wouldn't mind that, right? Ilya suddenly roars in defiance. She glares our way, pitching a small tantrum. Well, I don't mind. It's cold in the dojo and there's tea and snacks in the living room for you. I made up my mind, so it's fine. Huh. I'm not going to leave Shira and Saber alone here. Ilya huffs and turns her nose up. Oh well. You're more than welcome to go back to the living room if you get bored. At least things have settled down. I take the two Shinai leaning against the wall and turn to face Saber. And let's begin. It's been 3 days, so I might be a little rusty. Hey, you okay, Saber? You look a little dazed. Do you have a fever? Oh, it's nothing like that. Saber turns away from Ilya, furiously shaking her head. So, are you alright? Let's begin. Here's your Shinai. Please simply throw it to me. You mustn't approach me so haphazardly. We are only here to train. Throw it? It's a sword. I mean, I know it's a training sword, but it's a sword. I'm not throwing a weapon at you. That's what I've been saying. What else would we be doing, Saber? A little confused, I tossed the Shinai to her. Besides, I've never once landed a strike on Saber. I've never even gotten close to being within striking range of her, so Saber telling me to not come close seems odd. Saber takes the Shinai, I toss her, a bit awkwardly, then lets out an audible sigh. Then let's begin. Things will not be the same as before, but please try to maintain your composure, Shiro. Saber glances at Ilya as she speaks. I'll be fine. Once we started, nothing will bother me. I grip my Shinai and focus on Saber. She stands in front of me, Shinai in hand. Yep, I mean, I'm probably still not going to, but if I actually did land a hit on Saber, I mean, A, that'd be a nice little achievement, but also, like, I could see Shiro just be freaking out. Like, oh no, I actually hit you. I'm so sorry. You're not hurt, are you? I shouldn't have done that. My apologies. Like, I can already see it in my mind's eye now. Anyways, now my attention is fixed only on her. We spend 2 hours training, then go on break as usual. This just reminds me of how amazing you are, Saber. I nod approvingly and gulp some water from the kettle I brought along. I quench my thirst and wipe the sweat from my neck with a towel, which helps me to finally relax. So that was your training? It seems like it was just Shiro getting beat up. Well, I mean, it may look like that. I think hazing is the proper term for it. Ilya is so blunt about things those people would find awkward. Well, that's not true. It may have looked like I'm just getting beat up, but it was actually worse before. That's right. You think I was wimpy there? I used to be way wimpier. This is me in my prime. Imagine me back when I was, a useless novice at this. In fact, I didn't pass out even once. So I'd say I did pretty well today. That's right, Ilya. I normally pass out. What do you think of that? Oh, really? Does that have anything to do with your skills, Shiro? From where I was sitting, it looked like Saber ignored plenty of opportunities to attack you. Saber? His expression turns thoughtful. She's sharp. I found it odd too, actually. Either Saber's holding back out of concern for me, or she isn't in top form. Whatever the case, Saber didn't go all out. Well, she may not always fight seriously while we're training, but she's always been merciless about exploiting openings before. Today, she lacks drive, though. Normally, she just rushes in and attacks hard enough to knock me out. Which, I mean, as a side note, I get it. Like, you want to train hard, to win hard, or whatever. Train how you're planning to perform. But isn't a training regimen where I'm regularly getting knocked out, isn't that like... That doesn't seem good for one's health. Like, I mean, that's got to be a major concussion risk, right? If you're just getting knocked out on the regular. Anyways, normally she just rushes in and attacks me hard enough to knock me out. But there was none of that today. You think so too, Ilya? Maybe Saber's given up on me. I didn't see it that way. But whenever Saber readjusted her grip on the Shinai to execute a follow-up blow, she just stopped and stepped back. I'm not sure why she did that. It wasn't like she was unwilling to attack, but more like she was scared or trying to hold back. Huh? Saber would never hold back. If she had the compassion for that, she wouldn't have beat me so bad that first day. Yeah, Saber isn't the sort to hold back in training. That's why I was able to focus so completely on her weapon. What's gotten into Saber? This isn't training at all. It seems unbelievable, but... Did she go easy on me? No, I did not go easy on you. I was simply imagining myself facing off against a swordsman, somewhat more skilled than Shiro as usual. I see. So, I guess what she's saying is, she was... I guess you can think of it this way, right? We're fighting, boom, 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 whatever. Maybe I overcommit, create an opening. And were she to just swipe in and take advantage, she'd get me for sure. But, against an actually skilled opponent, the opening is actually illusory, and perhaps I could, like, parry it aside and strike back or something. So she's giving me more credit than I deserve. There's some logic to that, right? Because I've got some experience in combat sports. And it's certainly very much true. I mean, obviously, skill levels can vary a lot. And there are openings that I would feel perfectly comfortable taking against one opponent. Or if the exact same opening appeared against someone else, I'm like, nah, they're just going to sweep that kick or whatever out of the way and, you know, or punch or whatever the case may be. And potentially push me back, take the advantage for themselves. So this is potentially legitimate. It could be just sort of a nice little lie she's telling us, but although I will say though, that seems unlikely because if I remember correctly, if I'm checking here, we've got lawful good alignment. She wouldn't lie. She wouldn't lie to me. Something's not right. Saber has to see it too. Yeah, I can't imagine you ever taking it easy on me. And I know you were being serious. But I think you're holding back. If you don't come right at me, this is pointless. Right at you, but that would mean I'd be getting too close to Master. Depending on what happens, our bodies might come into contact. It's... Saber. It's a combat sport. It's by nature a sort of contact activity. You can't be weird about it. Alright? Huh? Well, we're sparring, so I guess we might bump shoulders or something. Besides, you used to slam your whole body into mine to knock me down because you said I wasn't defending myself well enough. And close combat is your specialty, Saber! And besides, I mean, like, we're doing, like, sparring with swords! Like, that's not even a super, like, high, like, body-to-body contact sort of combat! Right? I mean, we could be doing, like, wrestling or jujitsu instead, and in which case, you know, maybe being a little awkward, maybe just a bit more justified, but I mean, come on, it's sword fighting! Did I do that sort of thing? That's kind of a weird question, but yeah, frequently. Remember, you just slammed me into the wall when we first sparred? I said you were pretty strong for a girl, and you said it was natural for a swordsman? Saber stands there dumbfounded. What's going on? Saber's acting really weird today. I hate to learn she's not feeling well. I should talk to Josaka later. I mean, can servants even get, like, communicable illnesses? I don't think so. And I think we fixed the whole energy issue, so I mean, what could it be? We get back to our training, but it's still different than before. But after just a few strikes, Saber sets down her shinai. Is this a new kind of training? Oh, I see. She's so, you know, confident in her own ability, she wants to go, you know, barehanded combat against the sword. And she'd still win. She might strike me straight in the head the moment I drop my guard and get close. I breathe hard, watching Saber cautiously. Saber narrows her eyes, showing that she is serious now, and steps forward. Sure, let us have lunch. That's not like her. Huh? I lower my shinai. Lunch? Is it that time already? It's funnier to think that Ilya knows what's going on. Oh, Ilya for sure knows what's going on. Did you see those expressions she was making? Like, she is way more in tune with the situation than Shiro is. That's for certain. According to the clock, it's a bit before noon. It's lunchtime for sure, but this is the first time Saber's been the one to step up and suggest it. Neither Saber nor I paid much attention to the time when we trained before. We'd take a break, then notice we were hungry, then we'd check the clock and see it was about lunchtime. It's a good idea. I could go along with it easily enough. Okay, lunch. But why is she on the dot today? Or no can do. We'll be fasting today. No, we're not fasting the day after we had that, like, fight against Heracles. So it's not that. I think probably the choice here is you gotta push the issue a bit. Yeah, I think so. Like, why is she on the dot today? Because we need to get... Shira's being a bit oblivious right now. We'll use our choices to help get him a bit less oblivious. Yeah, Ilya's here too, so let's have lunch early today. I agreed to Saber's suggestion and lower my shinai. And then... Saber's shoulders sag in relief. What's really going on? She's acting so weird. Maybe we should at least ask why? What a relief. Then let us all head to the living room. Shira's cooking is delicious, but it takes a while to prepare. Huh? Do you think the time I spent working on lunch is wasted time? And we could be using that time for sparring. Have we considered just ordering something to deliver to the house? My dad was rich. We got the money for it. What are we doing cooking home-cooked meals? We are so busy. We could be saving that time. Time is money, and a penny saved is a penny earned, so time saved is time earned. It's like the fountain of youth. Anyways, I guess I should have made bento for lunch every day. That would have been much easier and less time consuming. And I don't have to be in the kitchen every time either. I put all that work into lunch as a way of thanking her, but if Saber doesn't like me spending so much time on that, then so be it. Shiro, what are you doing? Let us head to the living room. What? Oh, yeah, lunch. Right. I leaned my shinai against the wall and set 3 cushions on the floor. Yes, lunch. We'll be taking a break afterwards, but we will have a problem if you don't head to the kitchen right away. Why? We don't need to go back to the living room, and we don't need to rush. What would be the problem? Oh no, she went monochrome. That can't be good. Saber stops so suddenly, I can practically hear gears grinding. How come today of all days you're so insistent about stopping on time? What's got you in such a hurry? No, it's not that I'm in a rush, but... So we can enjoy a nice leisurely lunch, since we have time. Well, that may be true, but... Anyway, we must move to the living room. If we do not eat lunch, it will affect our afternoon training. And I said I already prepared it. If you've got the time, then you can go to the living room and bring back the bento I made this morning. Huh? Bento? I nod as I open the windows to let in the cool air. In February? When Ilya was already complaining about how cold it was? I mean, I guess you do you, man, but why? And then, our stomachs growl, signaling that we are both hungry. Alright, well, let's let our stomachs growling be our meal alarm. No wonder it seemed weird. I turned to Saber. What's wrong, Saber? Did opening the window make it too cold? We should at least ventilate the room since we're eating here, though. No, it's nothing. Did you say lunch is in the living room? No, that's explicitly what I did not say. Saber dashes out of the dojo. What is that all about? Saber's half-hearted hits, the way she acted now? Maybe she does have a fever. It's noon and we eat lunch. I made a hearty breakfast, so lunch is boxed leftovers. I see you have taken the dishes from this morning and put them between slices of bread. Yeah, we call that a sandwich in this day and age. It's a fine enough meal. Saber nods her approval as she eats her sandwich. The way she uses a paper napkin to keep her hands from getting dirty. There's such grace, even the way she eats a bento. Though I will say, I thought the whole point of a sandwich in the first place was that the bread already acts as, so you can like easily grab and avoid getting your hands dirty. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I realized this during breakfast. You're a good cook, Shiro. It's nice that the food is so good. On the other end of the spectrum, Ilya eagerly crams her sandwich into her mouth. I can't tell if she's just playing around or copying me. Ilya seems to have better manners than Saber, except at the table. Hold it, Ilsville. If you eat like that, your hair will get dirty. Ah, that's a cute little scene. Ilya must have had butter smeared on the corner of her mouth. Or something. Saber leans in reluctantly, wiping off whatever it is. Thanks, that was a big idea. I thought you didn't like me, Saber. I'm wary of you, yes, but even I understand people's feelings. You have no hostility and Shiro has accepted you as a guest. That is why I will show you a bare minimum of courtesy. And besides... Your hair is beautiful. It pains me to see it getting so dirty. Huh, Shiro's still mine, you know. Well, I can maybe consider being a little friendly with you. I can make Shiro win, but I can't protect him after all. Ilya shrugs and takes another bite of her sandwich. You don't need to remind me. It is the duty of a servant to be the master's shield. Saber responds plain enough as they eat. Their conversation hasn't changed much, but at least they sound calmer. As we relax after finishing our meal, Tasaka comes in. Shiro, are you here? I'm ready, so come by as soon as you can. Ready for what? Her message delivered, Tasaka heads straight back to the outbuilding. Alright, I forgot. Tasaka was going to teach me MageCraft in the afternoon. I never had a proper teacher, so Tasaka's MageCraft lectures have been really helpful. She seems to be willing to keep teaching, so I should clean up here quickly and head over to her. Sorry, but I'm going to head to Tasaka's room. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, so you two should go back to your rooms and rest. Okay, I'm a little tired, so I'll take a nap. Aya walks out of the dojo, rubbing her sleepy eyes. That's a relief. More prequel context for that scene? Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Is it interesting? Let's see. As long as Ilya goes to sleep, I don't think there's any problem with me going to Tasaka's room. Sure, are you going to Rin's room? Yeah, I just said that. Just like it's teaching me the basics of MageCraft. Is that really necessary? With Berserker gone, there are now more enemies that require our alliance to defeat. Look, if she's offering the info, I'm gonna eat it up, alright? Would that not mean there is nothing more for you to learn from it? No? She might be right. She's not, though! She's not! Tasaka's lessons were originally meant to help me when we went up against Berserker. So with him gone, there's no reason for it to teach me anything else. And that much is kind of true, right? Certainly Tosaka's motivation for teaching me has weakened. So I do think Tosaka does actually care about my well-being in general, so I wouldn't be shocked that she still wants to teach me more Magecraft stuff regardless. And also, I guess another thing worth noting is if Tosaka wants to get back in the game, she needs another master to die. And I'm currently, of our group here, best positioned to help make sure that happens, to help cause that to happen. So she actually does still have, like, if she still is after the Grail, then me being strong, being able to kill another master so she can commandeer their servant is probably the best way she could hope to get back into things. So, yeah, it makes sense from there. But then from my perspective, if she's offering, there's no downside to me taking it. Unless I think she's going to, like, sabotage me. And, like, the lesson is actually secretly going to be, oh, and here's this perfectly normal spell that, oh, by the way, if you cast it, you blow up. Like, now, Berserker or not, I do still want to learn from her. There's still so much I don't know as a mage. I like to fix that as soon as I can. I see. If you insist, then I have no business stopping you. Huh? Saber looks sullen as she says this.